Welcome to the art of business planning and how to make it work for you. I wanted to put something together to get people excited and motivated about doing business planning. Now, I've used art as an example, partly because it's quite a difficult one, and also I'm hoping you can relate to it and it gives us some nice visual images. But I could do it on coaching, physical training, therapists, anything, and a general one. But I think having a specific one helps people to relate. So let's do it. So firstly, my name's Jenny Bracelin, and just briefly, I trained as a ballet dancer. So I approach business and finance in a very innovative and creative way. And it wasn't until I started my first business when I was 22, hiring out tablecloths, that I had to learn about business and money. And I learned from start. And I discovered that accountants explain things in one way, and I didn't necessarily understand what they were talking about. So I really had to kind of find out for myself. And I enjoyed business so much that I went to university to learn more. But most of my clients just want to know the little bits of business they need to know to make their business work. And so, having run my business for 8 years and sold it, I then retrained as a business mentor, business advisor, business coach, and money coach. And that's what I've spent the rest of my life doing. Originally, I specialised with business advice and working with the Prince's Trust and the job centres and other organisations to help people set up in business. So I've done probably, or helped people do, over 1,000 business plans. So that's quite a lot of business planning. And now I specialize in working with self-employed people because I want them to fulfill their potential. They add so much color to our life. They make such a difference to the community, to the towns and cities that we live in, and also to themselves. And just to be able to express yourself in the world and earn your living that way, I think is the ultimate dream. And so that's what I specialize in, is helping people to do that. Let's go. Excuse me. So what is a business plan? When do I need one, and how to make business planning work for me? So it's a very short video to cover those three topics. So what is a business plan? It's essentially the story of the business. So it's either the story you hope the business will be, or if you've already got a business, it's kind of identifying and clarifying that story. So this is a mural I saw painted very close to where I live in Ludlow in Shropshire. And where they started is doing the Ludlow bit. And for me, that's kind of the first place to start with the business plan. It's like, what's the outline? And you can do a business plan as a mural. That's no problem. You can do it in lots of different ways. And so it's not about doing some long 30-page written document. It's about finding the information out that you need to know to make your business work better and enjoy it more. And ideally, usually, save you a load of time. So your business story clarifies what you're doing, who you're doing it for, so your customers, how will it be delivered, so online, face-to-face, local market stall, where do you fit in the marketplace, what's your niche, and whether it will make you money, which is that all-important financial plan, which I have to say is my favorite bit, because it's not the 30-page written bit. It's the one page at the back that sums up your business. And if you think of a business plan like a template, you can look at it like a mandala, something to color in. It gives you the outline in which to put your information in, so you don't have to start from scratch. But you also can use colored pencils and don't have to do it all at once. You can just do a little bit at a time and just kind of color in between the lines. So what do business plans look like? So typically, if they're for the bank, they want written documents. But if you're not doing it for the bank, you can do them however you like. So you can draw them, you can use a checklist, which is what I use. So when I work with my clients, I have a checklist, and it's just a one-page one, and I tick the things off and make sure they've covered it. I don't always tell them they're doing a business plan because that can freak them out. So sometimes I just make sure they've done everything. But obviously we can create it as a plan if you need it. The other thing you can do is to write it down, but it doesn't have to be a typed document. You can write it in your journal. My very favourite plan was by a cartoonist. When I worked for the Prince's Trust, he was a cartoonist and he submitted his business plan as like a comic strip. It was absolutely fantastic, and we were blown away by his creativity. So the Prince's Trust commissioned him to do a cartoon business plan, and our clients loved it, especially the more creative ones. But then we got a new chairman, and he's sort of from the finance sector, and he thought, no, I don't think so. I think we need to do a proper written plan, which is a bit of a shame because it was a 10-page long plan. So it doesn't have to be that, particularly if you're doing it for yourself, because it's all about finding things out. So when do you need a business plan? So essentially, if you're confused or unclear, if you're not quite sure what's going on in your business, everything seems to be a bit unmanageable, you don't know what to work on first, a business plan will put all that into a structured process for you. And that is really, really useful. You do absolutely essentially need one if you're investing money in your business. And that could be your savings, or it could be renting a premises, or you have to buy stock. Then it's really worth doing a business plan, because you want to know when you're going to get the money back, how much you're going to get back, how long it's going to take, and whether it's worth it. Because there might be a better way to do it. Because sometimes a hobby is great as a hobby, and you don't want to turn it into a business because it can take the joy out of it, or it just won't make any money in the way that you do it. So that's why a business plan is useful, because you can rearrange it all on paper, whether it's a drawing or a written document, before you actually have to go out there and do it in the real world. So here's an example of a hobby, which is it's a beautiful watercolor painting. And if somebody says to you, oh, I like that painting, can I buy it? If you want to sell it, you can agree a price, and then you sold it. And that to me is a side hustle. And you don't need a business plan for that. And it's also a good way to test the business. Is it going to work? Are you going to enjoy it? So starting off small and doing that kind of first draft can be really useful. So when do you really need one? So as I said, if you're turning your hobby into a business, so if you made a few pots and sold a few and thought, I quite enjoy this, but now you want to kind of buy more clay or a kiln or something like that, then that's when it's worth getting a business plan. As I said, if you're going to rent premises, because you're going to have to commit to renting or just start paying rent. So you want to know that your business is going to be able to cover your rent and also your time and effort. And the other reason, which is often the main reason people come to me for a business plan, is because they want more time and money. So maybe your business is working quite well, but your capacity in terms of time and energy, and you think, I just got no more time, I can't grow my business, I don't know what I'm going to do. That's a perfect time to do a business plan. And big companies do business plans every year, but I don't think you need to do that as a small business. Certainly a review is quite good every year. Business plan maybe every 3, because it just gets you to think through all the different aspects of your business, because most people focus on the parts they really like, or the parts they know they need to have to do. So it's quite a good exercise to just focus on all the different parts of your business every now and then. So how do you make business planning work for me? So start with a rough draft and then build as you go, a bit about like that mandala. You could have just shaded it in a light color to begin with before you start kind of doing the details and the color. And what I suggest is you do one stage at a time and then celebrate as you go. If you don't know where to start with the marketing. So start with who's your customer and do some research about customers and about marketing and about your industry. And then when you've done that, celebrate, because that's a huge achievement. And then, maybe a month later, move on to the finance section. And then the other section is kind of the everything else, the legalities and any rules and regulations for where you live. And that's it really. So marketing, finance, and then anything else. So that's how you make it work for you. So if we go back to that list I showed you to begin with, you probably know what you're doing. So in this case, I've used pottery. You know who you're delivering it to, you know roughly who your customers are. So maybe you want to sell it to tourists, or put it in high-end shops, or you make children's pottery. So identifying your customer is critical. Then how would it be delivered? So online, in a workshop, what's the delivery method? And where do you fit in the marketplace? So every business does have a niche, and it's based on 3 things, which is what you're doing, who you are, and who you're selling it to. And if you imagine those 3 circles, the bit in the middle is your niche. every person has a niche because we're all individual people and we all do things in a slightly different way. So it doesn't matter if 20 other people are doing the same thing as you, we can always find a niche for you that you enjoy and that works. And obviously the last thing is, will it make you money? And I say that's my favorite thing. So if you think about your business, you've probably got a rough draft already. So you didn't realize that business planning could be easy. And so I hope you're starting to see that now. So how to make it work with you, for you, is to start with that outline, that Ludlow, which I started talking about it. So you start drawing the Ludlow, and then, which is your rough plan, and then you go in and fill in the bits that you need. So what I love about this mural is that even though it's a piece of work of art, it has dates on and quotes on and facts and figures. And often art things do. So if you're mixing paint, you need some knowledge there, or pottery, you need to know quite a lot of technical information about how to make pots. So essentially, whether it's a mural, a written plan, a drawing, or however you do it, you just start with the big picture, and then I usually recommend just like one area a month, just do it in stages and make it easy and enjoyable, because each stage you do and each thing you'll find out will improve your business. And then you just move on to the next stage, and over a year you'll find you've done it all, and you'll be quite surprised when you look back to see how your knowledge has grown, your confidence has grown, and also your business has grown. So why do we avoid them? Essentially, it's because this shit just got real. If you think back to doing that lovely watercolor, you could sit there quietly and paint that, and it's beautiful. And this particular graffiti artist, he did, his art on a subway. And then when he heard this building was being knocked down, he wanted to make a statement. And so even a bit of graffiti needs a plan. He needs to work out how much paint. He had to hire the crane. And when he was up on that crane, he didn't want to run out of paint halfway through. He had to plan out how the mural was going to fit. And so that effectively is a business plan. But they just call it a project plan. But it's the same thing, which is looking at what you're doing, why you're doing it, how much is it going to cost, what you're going to need, where you're going to put it. So it's all the same thing. And this is in Acton Town in London, near where I grew up. And he actually sold it for £193,000. I mean, obviously not the wall, that they knocked that building down, but he recreated it and he donated the money to an arts charity, which is, how brilliant is that? So I always like to offer a special offer, because I really want to help you out with the hard stuff. Don't get stuck on it. If it's all too overwhelming, I've got a business taster you can book right now. It's £75 for 45 minutes, and I promise you, we will get you moved forward and we will get you out of your head and into action. So please take me up on it. If you want to make your business really fantastic and you know that finances isn't your area, then book a year and we can create your whole business plan, improve your business, resolve all your financial worries. If you know me, you know I do money coaching, so we can change your relationship to money and get your pricing sorted, and anything else you have questions on about the technical end of running a business, I can help you with. If you kind of know what you're doing and you're starting to get in action in your marketing and your business, then I'd recommend Nurturing Business. Some of you may know Chloe Morris from Pink Flamingo Marketing. She's a marketing mentor, and we've teamed up as a marketing mentor and a business mentor to offer weekly support. It's 90 minutes, hands-on, co-working, accountability and support. And we charge £99 for 3 months, and you can sign up for 3 months at a time. So you get things move forward, because in the day-to-day running of a business, it's quite hard to do those hard things, isn't it? So yes, please get some help where you need it, and enjoy running your business, enjoy making money, and enjoy taking care of your wonderful customers. So that's it for me. Just to sum up with comparing art and business planning. So both are never finished. You just have to go, right, that's enough for the minute, because the minute you finish your business plan, things change. So you do what you can and call it when it's done. Yes, there are rules for both art and business planning, and you might know your art rules, but you need to learn when you can break the business rules, which you can absolutely. And also it's about the message. So it's not about how long your business plan is or how big your piece of art is. It's about communicating the message so that your customers know what you're doing and your business plan is clear so you know what you're doing. And the other thing to just bear in mind is not everyone's going to love what you do. There will always be people who love it, and they're the people you need to find using your marketing. And the last thing is both business and art are an emotional thing. I mean, they need to be, otherwise we wouldn't get up in the morning and be so passionate about what we do. So if you feel sometimes like you're on an emotional roller coaster, that is all part of the course. And it's that growth and development that for me is really exciting about running a business. So if you have any questions, please contact me. You can email me at jenny@iexplainmoney.co.uk, or I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram as Jenny Bracelin. So I wish you every success with your business. And if I can help, please do let me know. Thank you so much for watching.